What's good, everybody? The new look Lakers, LeBron, AD, and Russell were in action together at home for the first time. D'Lo and LeBron, 21 apiece, AD 28. They blew the Pelicans out by 18. But everybody's talking about, are they title contenders? I'm not gonna go that far, but let's add some explanation to some of the things that we've seen early in the season until now. I mean, you come into the season, you start out, you have Troy Brown Jr., Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, Scottie Pippen, Lonnie Walker, Thomas Bryant, Max Christie, and you add in Dennis Schroeder. That's how you started your season, and then you traded for Patrick Beverley. Not a lot of guys over the height of 6'3" on that roster, and not a lot of guys are going to be consistently good shooters and play consistent defense. So right off the bat, we knew what this team was going to look like, what it was going to be around LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook. That's what we knew was going to happen, because guess what? Even they knew it when they came out and said, hey, we don't have enough size, shooting, or defense getting added to this roster going into the season, so temper your expectations. So when you know that and we know that, why is everybody beating around the bush or trying to throw somebody else under the bus that shouldn't belong under there? Now, everybody, we've heard the stats, we've heard numbers. Let's talk about some other numbers. Yes, Russ was shooting 29% from three, AD was shooting 27, and LeBron is shooting 31. LeBron is 3.1 assists a game for the all-time leader in 3.1 turnovers. My bad. 3.1 turnovers per game for the all-time leader in turnovers. And Russ is at 3.5, not far behind LeBron in the grand scheme of all-time numbers. What did you think was going to be the scenario where both of these guys weren't going to turn the ball over at some point in the game? That's just a given. That's just what they've done their entire careers, because their usage rate is so high. But you still have Russ averaging 16, 7, and 7 off of the bench and runaway sixth man of the year. I'm not going to put all the blame on his feet, especially when you have Anthony Davis come in 10 to 12 games, averaging 37 to 14 and maybe 3 or 4 assists, 2 or 3 blocks, shooting a high percentage from the field, the free throw line, limiting his three-pointers, playing defense and blocking shots. That's the expectation for Anthony Davis, who is considered to be someone who belongs in the all-time NBA 75 team, not somebody who is just put in there because of what we hope he is to be. We've seen the potential time and time again, especially in their playoff run when they won the championship. It's always been my take that they won the NBA Finals and AD retired. He just shows up to work every now and then, the same way that we try to say Kyrie shows up to work every now and then, or Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. Need to keep that same energy with AD. But let's not pretend that this roster that wasn't built properly from the get-go wasn't missing a guy that can average 25 and 10 in his sleep, on top of the fact that you have Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, two guys that have very similar styles of play, in fact that high usage, like to get up and down, move the ball, and turnovers are a result of those things. Let's not act like those weren't things that were working against you. Now, you add in Rui Hachimura, you trade Westbrook and Patrick Beverley, you get back Russell, Beasley, Vanderbilt, and then you suddenly feel like, okay, now we have a chance to win the championship. Well, pump the brakes again, because you got to go through Phoenix, you got to go through Memphis, you got to go through Dallas, and you got to go through Denver. All teams who don't necessarily have chemistry issues, but Phoenix is not going to have a chemistry issue because you can plug KD into any offense or in any team in NBA history, and he's going to do just fine to help you out in any way that he can, especially considering, in my opinion, he's the greatest scorer top to bottom that we've ever seen in the history of basketball. Now, Golden State's, they're a sleeping giant, okay? They won a chip last year. They can get it going at any time. They better get it going, because they only have 20-plus games in the second half of the season after the All-Star break to get it going. Now, the Lakers, they can scare anybody, but I'm not choosing them to knock off the upper echelon of the Western Conference just yet, only because, well, Reggie said it best. Anytime he winces in pain, that's 2 to 3 weeks of him being out of the lineup. So I'm not counting on him being there the entirety of the season. You add in some backup, you get Mo Bamba. That's okay. Decent young big, but he's not somebody that can fill the role of Anthony Davis. You have Russell, who can manage a game, lead the team in assists, scoring any given night, good three-point shooter. But let's not just say that, okay, you got rid of Westbrook and now all of a sudden you're a much better team. No, you made the moves just now at the trade deadline that you should have made to start the season, but you were afraid to pull the trigger for whatever the case may be. But now all of a sudden you're a much better team. Don't throw Russell Westbrook under the bus like he was the only one out there during the whole season where your team was 26-32. Not to mention at one point you were 4 or 5 games over 500 when Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Russell Westbrook were all playing well at the same time. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm at 98, trying to get over 100. Get me to 1K by the end of this year. That's one more for the good guys.